Embracing Diversity, a guide to gender-neutral language in English. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our series on English language learning. Today we are exploring an incredibly important aspect of English language, the topic of gender-neutral language. With a growing awareness of gender diversity, it's increasingly important to use language that respects all gender identities. So, let's dive in and learn how to make our English more inclusive. First, let's understand what we mean by gender in language. In English, personal pronouns have traditionally been associated with a specific gender, he for males, she for females. However, not everyone identifies strictly as male or female. Therefore, using gender-neutral language allows us to communicate in a way that does not make assumptions about gender. The most commonly used gender-neutral pronoun in English is they. Traditionally, they has been used for referring to multiple people. However, it's now widely accepted to use they as a singular pronoun, too. For example, instead of saying, every student should bring his or her book, we can say, every student should bring their book. Another place where gender often comes into play is in titles and honorifics. Instead of Mr., Mrs., or Miss, you can use MX, pronounced as mix, as a gender-neutral title. So instead of Mr. Smith or Miss Smith, you can say MX Smith. Sometimes, our language can be gendered without us realizing it. For instance, we often use gendered job titles like fireman or saleswoman. A more inclusive approach is to use gender-neutral job titles like firefighter or salesperson. Similarly, instead of mankind, we can use humankind. So, there we have it, a brief introduction to gender-neutral language in English. By incorporating these practices into our daily language use, we can help create a more inclusive and respectful environment for everyone. Remember, language is always evolving, and as speakers, we have a role in shaping its future. Until our next lesson, keep practicing and stay curious.